In the previous lesson, we talked about how to graph cosine with an amplitude change and or a period change. In this series of videos, we're going to talk about vertical shifts. Now, we're still going to do some amplitude and period changes as well, but we're going to talk about vertical shifts. So what we have done is we have taken the equation y equals a cosine bx. We've now added something out here on the end. In this example, it's 2. Remember, the absolute value of a is the amplitude. The period is always 2 pi over b. And now the vertical shift will be d. If d is positive, everybody's moving up. If d is negative, everybody's moving down. So in my example, my amplitude is 1. So let's come over here and mark a 1 and a -1, because remember, this is what we called the midline. You might have seen that on your practice problems. We're actually going to move this midline. This midline is now going to move up 2 units, but we'll get to that in a minute. The period is 2 pi over b. b is 1. So 2 pi over 1 is 2 pi. Remember, you always cut your period or your cycle into even fourths. So half of 2 pi is pi. This would be pi over 2. So 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2. This must be 3 pi over 2. I'm going to go ahead and plot those points without the vertical shift. I'm going to make them little x's because I'm going to move them. And in this example, it says we're shifting everybody up 2 units. So this point right here at 0, 1 comes up 2 units, which would be up to there, would actually go to 2 and then up to 3. My scales are off. This point here at pi over 2 zeros coming up 2 units, so 1, 2. This point down here is coming up 2 units, so 1, 2. This point here is coming up 2 units, 1, 2. This guy here coming up 2 units, 1, 2. And now the midline of my graph got moved up 2 units as well, so it's now at 2. And the cosine curve is the same exact curve that we graphed with the amplitude and the period, except I moved everything up 2 units. So a vertical shift of 2.